Alright, in this problem, for this next set, just go through these tips. Observe, go to the letters, and if you get stuck, double check with your coordinates. So you have two pictures here, and the directions are on the previous page, but I'll read them out loud. Analyze the graphs of f of x and g of x. Write an equation for g of x, which we're going to write our answer right here, in terms of f of x. What does that mean? We're going to have the letters f of x over here. So a couple of keywords that might help you. You're going to start over here, and then we're going to end over here. So if I look at my graph for number 9, what are some observations? Has the graph moved? How did it move? Look at this point. Where did it go? Left 1, right? Okay, question. Let's change that into a letter. What letter is that? A, B, C, or D? It is your C value. And your answer is your C value here is -1. Let me explain why it's a -1. I have a silly phrase. Add to x, go where? Go west. Okay, so the formula says x minus c. And if I put in our value for c, which we just got, of -1, you have x minus 1. And x minus a -1 is really, you'll see, x plus 1. And that's why this graph is moving to the left. So when we write our formula over here, we're going to write f of x plus 1. Okay, what are some other observations? Is the end behavior the same? Starts down, ends up? Okay, question. Is it reflected around the y-axis or the x-axis? Now, if you think about it, the reason why it's not reflected over the x-axis, okay, notice how it starts here at 2. That means this should be 2 away from the y-axis. It's not 2 away. Do you see that? Yes. It's 2 away from the y-axis. And you can see that right there. So reflect it over the y-axis. That means you're going to have an a value that is -1. So this -1, I'm going to put right here. So my answer is negative f of x plus 1. So what did I do? I observe it from this graph to this graph. I write down my observations, change them to letters, and then change the letters into my equation there.